on planning and zoning. The first is the Sonic Drive-In site plan amendment and variation. Jim?
Thank you, Trustee Ranke. In front of you, you have a petition for the Sonic Drive-In or site plan amendment and variations for the Sonic at the southwest corner of 59 and Stearns Road. It's a pretty simple variation request. This property is going to be affected by a right-of-way acquisition by IDOT for the intersection improvements at 59 and Stearns Road. And you can see on the screen, the red is their current property line, the blue is the proposed right-of-way take. The petitioner, in their advice of their corporation, wanted to maintain the conformity of the property, so they are seeking a variation to reduce the previously granted variation for the building canopy setback from 53 to 43 feet, elimination of the previously reduced 10-foot interior parkway requirement for the property. So this request obviously is precipitated by the IDOT property right-of-way acquisition, and they are looking for moving this forward for the public hearings.
So in other words, Sonic didn't do anything. This is all IDOT.
It's all IDOT acquisition.
Are there any other questions?
I have one question, and help me out here, guys. I'm confused. Why this is being forced on it by IDOT? Why would it have to even go before the ZBA and the Plan Commission? I think that should be something.
The petitioner understands that if the property is acquired, it places them in a non-conforming status. They don't want, the village doesn't have a policy for when right-of-way is acquired, and they want, their corporation has decided that they would like to rather seek the conformance of after the right-of-way take prior to the action and allow IDOT to go through. It was explained to them that they could stay that way, but they sought to go through it.
Okay.
And so that's what the corporation decided. I think Seth is here. Here he is from Sonic. Sorry, I didn't see it.
But we're not going to, I couldn't imagine, I don't imagine any objections at the ZBA meeting or the Plan Commission. It's just the formality.
It's just housekeeping.
It's housekeeping, and we are going to try to expedite it as quickly as possible.
Okey doke.
So then if that's our consensus, we'll forward this on to the Zoning Board of Appeals and the Plan Commission, and then hopefully fast track it to the Village Board.
Thank you.
So the second item we have is the Ace Hardware sales tax rebate.
This
Good news.
This is good news. Staff has been working with Adam and David Ziegler, who are in the audience tonight. They are owners of 8 Ace Hardware stores, and they like Bartlett and have always wanted to do something in the village, and is hoping to open a 9th Ace Hardware store at the location where the former Ace Hardware store is in 136 Bartlett Plaza. David has requested a sales tax rebate to help offset the costs with rebuilding this site and buying inventory that has been vacant since 2008. The proposed rebate is a $50,000 sales tax rebate payable at 50% over a period of 10 years or until the $50,000 threshold is reached. They estimate around $1 million in sales initially, and it could increase. So there's a draft, I believe there's a draft agreement that our attorney has prepared, and there's a letter from Mr. Ziegler in your packet if you have any questions.
Yeah, I have a question. Is the petitioner present?
Yes, Mr. Ziegler is here.
Gentlemen, I want to thank you so much for coming to this village. I can't tell you how many times, a number of us remember the old Ace Hardware. And, when that closed, I missed it. I still miss it immensely. And I want to wish you the best of luck. And I'm so happy you're here because that'd be a shot in the arm again for the downtown area. I do have one thing I really would like to ask you, seriously. Would you consider moving to Devon and Prospect? There's a vacant lot up there.
Tee-hee.
Yeah.
Too soon for that.
Yeah.
I think this is an excellent idea for you to come to Bartlett. And there was one thing I saw in here that I don't know if we can do or we can't do, or if it would be a deal breaker or not a deal breaker. But specifically, the maximum would be a $50,000 rebate paid out as a 50% rebate each year for 10 years, or until the $50,000 threshold is achieved, whichever comes first. I'm wondering if perhaps, because I've seen this happen before when we've given a tax rebate, where the store closes before we can fully collect that rebate amount. Is there some language we can put in there that they have to stay in business for the 10 years? Or
We have put that in there before. Brian could tell you the wording on that we intend to include.
Okay. I want to tell you, I deal with an Ace Hardware store way up north in Wisconsin, but they're not unlike any other Ace Hardware stores. Ace has a terrific reputation, and I can go into that Ace Hardware and show them a screw or a bolt or anything, and I've got a duplicate in my hand that's going to cost me 3 cents or something like that. And also, I can buy anything from a saddle to winter wear. And so I think that's a terrific kind of store. I hope your store is going to be just as good.
We intend to. I don't believe we'll be carrying saddles, though.
And again, I want to say thank you so much for considering Bartlett. And I hope, although our vote is not dependent upon it, but I do hope that you will join our Chamber of Commerce.
Absolutely.
Anybody else?
I would add to your answer to your question on page 5 of the draft agreement. It's paragraph, section 4, paragraph D, abandonment, that if it occurs during the first 5 years from when the agreement begins, which is the commencement date, they would have to reimburse the village 100% of what the village paid them. After that, they would not be required to reimburse it.
Well, hopefully it's going to be much longer than 5 years. We're looking forward to having you in the plaza, so it'd be great.
When is your projected opening date? If it
I would expect to be in springtime.
Great.
So that's all we have, then we'll move this on to the village board as our next step.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, and we look forward to doing business. It's a wonderful partnership to have the village and the landlords, the Gorski family, and Ace Hardware Corporation, and our banks. So this is a big part of it, and we really appreciate that. And we're going to do our best to make you proud.
Great.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for coming out tonight. That concludes our committee of the whole meeting. So I think I have to call for adjournment.
Yes.
Okay. Who wants to move?
So moved.
Second.
It's been moved by Trustee Daney, seconded by Trustee Kammerer, to adjourn this meeting. We call the roll, please.
Trustee Aaron's?
Yes.
Kammerer?
Yes.
Carbonaro?
Yes.
Daney?
Yes.
Hopkins?
yes.
Ranky?
Yes.